Boy, Dak Prescott haters gonna have a hard time trying to explain this one away. I've been saying this all season long, and yet again, this is another reason why y'all should continue to watch the Dak Attack Show and subscribe to the Dak Attack Show, because even the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman is now echoing the exact things that I have been criticizing CeeDee Lamb for all season long. Go back. Watch my videos after each of these games, and everything that I'm saying right there is exactly what Troy Aikman is saying is wrong with the Dallas Cowboys offense right now. Let's get into it, because Troy, he wasn't pulling no punches. He was naming names, and he was very specific about what and who he was talking about at that wide receiver position. But before we get into that, be sure to check out Autograph, a brand new sports community-based app in which you can join communities all about the teams and sports that you want to know about. You'll see all the articles and latest news about those teams. You'll be able to buy tickets for those games, and you'll be able to build up points that'll allow you to enter into cool things like raffles for autographed jerseys and all kind of other stuff like that. And all of this for free. And on top of that, I'm also uploading some exclusive content only on the Autograph app for the Dak Attack Show. So if you go over there, you'll see some episodes of the Dak Attack Show that you can't see anywhere else. Again, use my link in the description and pinned comment below to download Autograph. And now, let's get into Troy Aikman's strong comments about the Cowboys wide receiver room. John Machota is relaying an excerpt from an interview that Troy Aikman just did with DFW The Ticket on Dallas's wide receivers. Now, this is specifically about the wide receivers. It's not like he just went out of his way to trash the wide receivers. Just asked a question, he responded. But he said very, very bluntly, I think the routes are terrible. I think they run terrible routes. And I've thought that beyond this year. I think CeeDee Lamb has got to improve in his route running. As a quarterback, if you're not certain where guys are going to be consistently, it's hard to play the position. That's what I see. I see guys lazy coming off the line of scrimmage. This is something I have pointed out multiple times this season, and we've also talked about the route running and miscommunications and stuff. Think about that, guys. If you're a quarterback back there, you have 2.5 seconds to decide what you're going to do with that ball. And in the midst of those 2.5 seconds, you're trying to keep your technique. You're trying to drop back, get in your own position. You're trying to handle your own position first and be technically and fundamentally sound so you can properly deliver the ball where it needs to go. So you got to handle your job. You have to avoid and see any coming rushers or feel any coming rushers and see how your line is breaking down in front of you. And you have to find where the receivers are on the field that you need to throw to, because you're reading the opposing defense. You're looking at your keys, whether you're looking at a safety or a linebacker on that specific play. Whatever your key is on that specific play, you're having to diagnose all of that in 2.5 seconds after the ball is snapped. And then your guy may not even be on the part of the field where the play is designed for him to be at. And your guys are just out there freelancing, playing backyard football, just doing stuff that they done seen on Instagram and stuff. How hard is that, bro? How hard is that, bro? So let's continue to quote. He says, sometimes they run. Usually, if they do, it's because they're anticipating they're going to get the football on that play. But if they're not, they don't. And it all ties together. I'm not impressed with that part of it. Now, remember, I said it's way too easy to tell when CeeDee Lamb is actually going to get the ball. Remember, I've been complaining about that. I was like, hey, man, CeeDee, great block. But we all gave that block so much attention against a couple weeks ago when he did the little double block and really showed some extra effort. We gave it so much attention because we're not used to CeeDee Lamb showing that level of effort on every play, even plays where he's not the receiver, he's not the ball carrier, right? Now, you got Troy Aikman saying he's seeing the exact same things. He can tell when CeeDee Lamb isn't part of the play. He can tell when certain guys aren't part of the play just from how they're coming off the line of scrimmage, just from how they're running the play, just with the intensity that they're actually executing the play with. And remember, I keep bringing this up because it is important, and I thought it was great that Devontae Adams vocalized it the way he did because he's one of the top of his position. Remember, he said it's important every play to run that play like you're going to get the ball because it's a mind game with the defensive back. The defensive back needs to feel like, oh, he won on the play and that kept them from throwing the ball that way. Or he needs to feel like he's playing Devontae Adams, getting the ball every single play, because that's going to make the defensive back get in his own head, and Devontae Adams can kind of sit back and see how the DB is trying to play certain things, right? He can see how the DB is going to play a dig, or he can see how the DB is going to play an outbreaking route. He can see that, and then he can adjust, and he can have the upper hand now because he's been using those plays where he's not getting the ball to essentially play chess with this guy on a mental level, bro. And CeeDee hasn't gotten there yet from a mental standpoint, and you can see it, bro. I can literally see, as a fan just watching TV, scratching my belly button on the couch, bro. Being a couch quarterback, somebody that has never played the game to the highest level like these guys have, blah, 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 blah. I can literally see that as a fan, like, oh, CeeDee ain't getting the ball this play. Oh, this play must not be designed for CeeDee. Oh, CeeDee probably not getting that. Just because he kind of come off the line, and it's kind of like it's like almost like he auditioning for a jazz play or something, bro. Just get twinkle toes and kind of start dancing and kind of tap-toeing up the damn sideline. I don't know, man. CeeDee definitely has to lock in on that part of it because he has to understand how big of a key he is for any defense, man. CeeDee, just like y'all have keys on the offense, whether you're looking at a safety, you're looking at a linebacker, what the linebacker going to do, what that safety going to do, what side of safety going to play on. Just like Dak was trying to key on that safety and see if he was going to play the flat, but instead he went back and got the interception on Dak on that first interception. You're a major key for the defense. They're looking at you, and they can tell, oh, we ain't got to worry about CeeDee just based off of how you're playing, bro, playing to play out. And everyone can see it now. Like, everyone can see it, and people are bringing it up now, bro. So it's not like we're trying to beat down on you, but, brother, you got to lock in on this kind of stuff, bro. That's the things that really separate guys from being great to all-timers, bro. And you have the ability and the skill to be an all-timer. I think the biggest thing about CeeDee right now is CeeDee's mind. I think CeeDee's biggest roadblock is CeeDee, bro. That's it. CeeDee is the only person that can stop CeeDee. I just finished watching the Baltimore Ravens because I have them this week. You put on film of theirs and watch their receivers run routes, and they come off the football. So the San Francisco's and Green Bay's and others. But it's hard to play the QB position if you're not certain how guys are going to run routes or where they're going to be. And I'm not speaking for Dak Prescott. Dak may say, hey, I think their routes are amazing. But as a former quarterback watching it, it's got to get a lot better. And Troy, he's never been the type of person that's been just shamelessly caping up for Dak. He's criticized Dak when he felt like Dak needed criticism. But this right here, this is honesty. This is legitimacy. This is one of the problems that we're seeing as far as why this offense can't reach its true potential, is because this stuff right here, bro. This is one of the things. You have a shaky offensive line and your receivers aren't dependable. And here's the thing, y'all. It's not just a feeling either, bro. If you actually look at the advanced analytics on CeeDee Lamb and what he's doing this season, he has career low marks in all the things that he himself can actually control, y'all. Look, his tight window percentage, 23.6% of the passes that Dak Prescott is having to throw to CeeDee Lamb are into tight windows. That is the highest percentage of his entire career by 5 whole percentage points. It hasn't been worse since 2021 when it was 18.3% tight window passes going to CeeDee Lamb. This year, that is way too many tight windows to ask any quarterback to consistently throw to his number one target, bro. No wonder why the interceptions are up. And if you look at it, I think most of them interceptions have been when he's been trying to throw to CeeDee Lamb or trying to force something to CeeDee Lamb into a tight window. Some of that's been on Dak and bad decision making. Some of it has been on CeeDee Lamb and him just not making enough of an effort, or just being where he's supposed to be on the field, or being on the same page with Dak, or whatever it may be, right? His average target separation, this is something that is completely dependent on CeeDee Lamb and how much separation he's creating off of his routes. It's the lowest of his entire career. And last year it wasn't much better, but it's even lower separation than he had last season, y'all. He's only getting about 2.5 yards of average separation. You're also looking at his catch rate over expected. He's actually negative in that particular percentage, and what that is telling you is he's not catching as many balls as he should be catching based off the balls that's being delivered to him. Pause if necessary. But he has a negative 5.6% catch rate over expected, which means he's not catching the balls when he should, y'all. And it's as simple as that. And I think the most troubling part about the entire thing is if you actually look at his splits, he's having the hardest time catching the balls that he should catch on his short routes. On routes that's under 10 air yards, he has a negative 10.6% catch rate over expected. On deep routes, he has a plus 18% catch rate over expected, which means he's catching more deep balls than what he should. And we've seen a couple of those amazing catches, the sideline tippy toe catch. We've seen a couple of those plays. But the concerning part is on the shorter routes, he's having a harder time catching the ball, which means on routes where defenders can actually get physical, he's having difficulties. That's not good. It's not good. What do you do as a quarterback? And this isn't about defending Dak. This is about discussing what Troy Aikman is discussing. I've criticized Dak enough, but what I found is no matter how fair I try to be and how objective I try to be concerning Dak Prescott, there's still going to be a segment of people that they're not going to hear that within the video. They're just going to assume that I'm caping up for Dak, and anything I'm saying is me defending Dak. So you know what? We're just going to make those people's heads explode. If he throw an interception, I'm going to say the ball was just so damn beautiful that the DB wanted to play receiver for him that day. That's all I'm going to say. I'm about to really make y'all mad with it. But at the end of the day, bro, Troy Aikman ain't told no lies. We all love our guys. I need CeeDee Lamb to really, he needs to lock in, bro. You need to lock in, CeeDee. We can't afford you to be doing stuff like this. This is what, year 4 now? This is year 4 or 5 or something like that. Bro, you should be past this type of stuff, bro. We should be past the route running discussions and you not being crisp and clean on your route running and stuff. Do we need to put some old Amari Cooper tape on for you, CD? Now let me stop. Either way, we still them same old Cowboys. Y'all let me know down in the comments below what you think about Troy Aikman's statements, and do you agree with those comments, and what should we do? What should we do? Let me know down in the comments below. See you guys on the next.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still in ball? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still in boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still in boys.